Ah,
Oh, we
hello,
are live. Hi.
people. We are live now, love. Hello, people. There's nobody here who cares. Right.
Yeah, let us know if anybody's here because we don't know. And I can't see. Like normally I'm sort of the one who sort of tracks all of the technology shit, but oh, I can. Oh, Martin is here, Red Wing is here.
And Moran.
That- that's cool. Yeah,
Hello.
Moran, sorry.
Hello, ladies. Thank you for joining.
Hello, ladies. Oh, Martin, before we start, can I tell you something?
Go on then.
I love this.
Oh, I know. I told you you would.
I'm really, honestly, really glad to have it back.
I know it's lovely, isn't it? And
It is. It is.
I'm kind of like every day when I look at that particular group on Facebook, my eyes are stuck in the back of my fucking head. You know what I mean?
Like, can we talk about it a little bit? Because I kind
Yeah,
of
we
want to.
can. Yeah. Hi, Lexi. Oh, look, he's Lexi's on here. Look, and Mel. Yeah, it's beginning to irritate me now. It doesn't take a lot to fucking irritate me, as you know.
We need
Um,
to, and I mean, at least you own up to it. So
I
that's
do,
good.
yeah. But that every morning when I see the poster of obviously appeared during the night, it really irritates me because I see the most dumb shit ever.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like it's just basic things, and I know that I've got nothing against learners and stuff like that, but
No.
they've been giving the wrong advice from people, and all people are using it for is to show off how many Kickstarters they've had in the last 2 weeks. And I'm thinking,
Ugh.
Jesus Christ, I had a
There
yeah.
was this post in this group about the Wild Unknown Tarot. I actually didn't get on with it at first. I actually even like sold mine. And then and I have to say part of the reason for me was because the Wild Unknown decks come in these obnoxiously huge boxes. So this little pocketed tin version is the perfect version for me
It's
personally.
real. I mean, I love it. I always have.
So in this group, people were like, this person was like, "Hey, so I got the Wild Unknown because everybody loves it. But I was looking at the pip cards and what the fuck, guys? What the fuck even is that?" And I was like, "Oh wow, that is,
Oh, no.
something I probably would have said at the beginning of my tarot career." Maybe.
No, and it's just like they said, like supportive tarot mail. They said like, oh, none of the meanings like match the cards and stuff like that, and I thought, oh fucking hell, what the hell's going on with it all? And
Yeah.
every day there's something on there. And like obviously what's been on there the last 2 days is really fucking me off now. And it's everybody gushing over these fucking AI Kickstarters that they've just backed. Um and like
Yeah, the
what
cat the cat's out of the bag. People are apparently tired of supporting real people, and it's become super normal and acceptable to be back in AI Kickstarters left, right, and center and flaunt it. You
well,
know?
I was gonna put a post up and I was gonna say, is this really appropriate on a tarot group where you've got well-known creators in the group, you've got
Yeah.
people who've worked tirelessly over the years with their artwork to get like, any kind of acknowledgement and recognition, and you just letting like people just kind of like show these shitty AI decks off and nothing said about it. Yeah, if I
You
went on
know?
there and said somebody was a piece of shit, I'd get banned on there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And also that's not the way we should talk to people, Martin. So, wink.
Well,
That's the
no.
However, I've made, and Martin knows this, I've made it kind of for funsies, like for to be a little bit of a troll. I've made Martin, and we're never going to show it, and we're never going to use it, and we're never going to, because we don't want the attention to be on there. But I've kind of made an AI Oracle slash tarot deck. I made it in a day. just to be kind of a troll and show also to Martin how dumb and easy it is to make a really good looking set of cards without any soul and any thought put into it.
Just don't count the fingers on the one hand.
Don't count the fingers, love.
Hello,
But you know, when you
John.
crop the image a little bit, you know, the fingers don't show. So,
Exactly. I want to give a shout out to right, this lovely man, John Pancho. He is Lee, our grandson's other granddad.
oh,
So I want to say hello to John and thank you for being here.
oh,
Um,
hi.
yeah, so like Mel says, thoughts on decks that use original art. Hang on, Mel. Let me just get this question up. Thoughts on decks that use original artwork that is then enhanced or added to with collage and AI.
Collage, yeah.
Collage,
AI, no.
yeah, collage is fine. AI, no.
You know what? I've been seeing this argument a lot, and you know what the difference is between collage and AI? With collage, you can still, if you wanted to, you can ask any collage artist, and they can sort of provide a bibliography at the back or a
Yeah,
source. You know, they can cite their sources. So if you use pictures, you can sort of, a good artist would, like, you know, keep track of their sources, so it's all sourceable back to the original like creator of that part of the artwork. With AI, it's all stuff that was taken without consent and not sourced and not paid for. So yeah.
pixel by pixel.
Yeah.
Adam says most AI decks are all very samey, soulless, and they all have a person in center with a face hidden and a light down the middle. That I the do Adam, you're right there. That is so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Moran says,
It's not about, and to me it's not even about it not looking good, because there's a lot of like real tarot decks out
yeah,
there that don't look good, you
yeah.
know, but
I think it's because some creators use AI to enhance their art to make it look crisper. They don't steal anyone else's work, but it's partially AI created. If it's partially AI created, Moran, it's still stolen.
yeah, it is. It's
Yeah,
still using bits and pieces of people, that of people's work to enhance it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you know, like, and sometimes it does get a little bit disheartening because, you know, I'd love to draw and to see how good a AI is getting. And I showed Martin as well how good it is getting. You know, I'm very much learning, but I can't keep up with that, with how fast that develop. It's just so unfair, you know? Like,
I've just got no kind of interest in any of it, and you know, I've been looking, obviously scanning through like some of the groups, and I've been scanning through a lot of the websites, especially Amazon, because that's the most accessible one. And there's
yeah,
absolutely nothing on there that I'm thinking, oh, you know what, I'm going to get that. Um,
it's all
no,
been like, it's so funny because we are gonna like share it later, but Martin and I went through the Los Scarabeo catalog, and although it is 20 times cooler than last year's, uh, even now, still, it's very much, it's a cool, they, what they are presenting is cool looking Rider Waite Smith clones.
that's it. And the best ones are the reproduction ones.
Yeah, of
Always
older
have
one.
been,
Yeah.
yeah. And like I find that they always kind of miss the mark. Rockpool, you know, they've got a few coming out, but you know,
I like Rockpool. I think
I
Rockpool's
do
cool.
like Rockpool. Yeah, I mean, I've just looked on Amazon at the US games upcoming releases, and there's nothing I'd actually want anyway. And
You know, it's all, it's very accessible. I just don't really, the way I read tarot, I don't really get like vastly different readings deck to deck, you know?
no bloody tarot deck's a tarot's deck.
And
Oh
you know, to the people that do, I don't want to sound like a bit complete bitch, but I really, really, really think that, you know, I do believe that there are people that do get vastly different readings deck to deck. I also think that those people have some work to do.
yeah, Moran's just said, but these creators use pieces of their art to enhance their original art. So
Oh
technically
yeah,
it's AI, but it's only
yeah.
using your
You can
personal.
train a model on your own artwork, and technically that would be completely fine. Yes.
That's fine if you're
Yeah.
using your own artwork. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine, absolutely fine. But it's
But
when
most of these cunts aren't. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a weird one, is it? Because I mean, we've obviously been in the game for like years now, and like lots of other people here have as well. And like there's nothing kind of punchy that I'm seeing. Obviously, I'm not backing any more Kickstarters like ever again. Um,
I did back one. This it's this Asian kid from Indonesia, and he has this really cool Rider Waite Smith clone, but it's very gay and sensual, and it's kind of manga anime style. But I'm going to have to unback it since the shipping is uh about £10 more than the price of the actual Kickstarter.
that's it, innit? I did back something back in October. I think I did show you, and the creator was having problems getting it printed or something. A British deck. Um, I forgot what it's called. Levi, I showed you the other day.
Yeah, and I already forgot.
Yeah, me. Yeah, so that's going straight on eBay when it comes. Um, yes, that's so
I
interesting.
fucking love that.
Yeah, I've got no interest at all in it. I bought two mass market decks, right, which have become possibly the last week or so since I've been using this deck. It's just become amazing. It reminds me so much of the Soul cards, the way you can use it in the Nick Bantot decks. Um,
Which one are you talking about? The Archeo cards or
I've
what?
got both of them. I've got the River as well, the River Come.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
just as
yeah.
good. But you know what? I didn't even know that was a deck until somebody told me. I thought it was a book.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that in your comments and I was like, ooh, but show some
Yeah.
cards because I kind of want to know
It's
what that's
absolute.
about.
Well, basically, he says like he separated the cards into four, like the four seasons. But he says imagine like your consciousness like a river. So spring, summer, autumn, winter. So they've got all it's all like kind of like collage and Nick's work.
Ooh, this is giving me honestly, people aren't talking about this, but
It's absolute.
if you want the ritual tarot and you cannot afford it, get
Yeah,
this,
it's absolutely stunning.
Wow.
The guidebook's all very poetic, and he says like to use your kind of your own intuition. This is what it's all about. And as with his other deck, the Archeo deck, it's just as gorgeous because he says you can actually mix the two if you want to.
Really cool. Oh
This is what a
man.
mass market deck should look like.
Like honestly, and also to be quite honest, mass market has kind of been catching up with indie.
He does,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
it used to be we did a live about this before where 90% of the mass market stuff kind of looked like the energy cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. That was
Yeah,
basically the look of the mass market deck for
with
a
somebody's
long time.
with somebody's nan photoshopped like by a pot of gold or something. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And now it's kind of, the art in mass market tarot decks is kind of catching up with indie
He
stuff.
does, yeah. I mean, we've got Scylla here, haven't we? And Scylla reviews mass market decks from all the different publishers, and
Yeah.
Scylla has a lot of different decks, and I agree that it has kind of like they have up the game, and I think they've had to really because obviously people was migrating to Kickstarter, so they was losing incredible amounts of money.
Yeah, well, it's good that they sort of so I'm kind of I honestly don't really I haven't been buying, and people know this, I haven't been buying lots of tarot decks for a while. And the ones that I have been buying have kind of had, sorry, let me grab one right here. The ones that I have been buying
It
have
has been
sort of
around,
this
yeah, definitely. It has been production. Yeah, I had the
sort of
last one I had in it, same as you.
yeah, so this is a tarot deck that that I really really could justify buying because it has this like really chunky guidebook too, like wow. But this is literally an addition to my practice where we layer tarot on top of these like more Lemurian starseed-esque concepts, not just in art, because we can all, enjoy pretty art on a card, but also in the guidebook. So,
Yeah, yeah,
it
it's
just adds something, which I like.
yeah, I
This
like
is
it as well.
cool. It's cool.
even though I ain't used it, like I still like
I
it. Yeah.
haven't been using it a lot, but I am. This is another one of those. I'm not going to say this is as good as the Dreams of Gaia. Obviously not, but it is kind of in that wheelhouse a little bit, which is what Blue Angel does whenever they release a tarot deck. It's never a standard basic ass bitch tarot deck. That's
No,
why they
it's
don't
not
release a
actually. Yeah,
lot.
it is good. I've got like a couple of decks because one of the reasons we were on here tonight as well is to show like our disappointments of 2023, and I've got
Yeah,
three
like our biggest, and this is not necessarily stuff that came out, but stuff that we
stuff that we've
acquired.
acquired, and obviously I'm not gonna. There is some decks I've had, and I'm not going to show them because I don't want to upset or hurt anybody's feelings.
Hmm.
Um, hang on, Mel's just said, has mass market up the game? Yes, in terms of production, but content, I think not. Apart from
Yes.
the odd original stunning deck, most just look the same. Agreed, aimed at witchy basic people. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
The look and feel game has been upped.
Yeah,
The content, the only publisher that is delivering the content, I feel, and it's funny because it's also a publisher that is not delivering in terms of look and feel, is Red Feather and Mind Body Spirit.
yeah, 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 that's it. And
Like when
like,
I got this at Watkins, this is the Doors to Psalm Lipith. I only got this because I saw a live from the creator with Red Feather, and it completely was like, this is so cool, different, and interesting. I gotta have this. But based on the look and feel of the product alone, and once again, it comes in a dreadful red feather box, like typically like the old unusable ones they used to have.
yeah.
But content wise, I was like, oh yeah, this is what a deck and guidebook should be like.
Is it one of them in one of them stupid landscape formats though?
No, it's not. The guidebook is. Let me show you what's annoying about this. So the package, the cards obviously start sliding around in here, but the guidebook is actually in a square.
Oh, it's better than a bloody landscape
Yeah,
mode.
it's not one of those with like 20 paragraphs next to each other.
Yeah,
It's normal. It's very normal to read, but this is a really thick guidebook with that's very focused on not necessarily the meanings of the cards, but more so on what kind of cool shit can you do with the cards. You know?
I think it's an updated version of a playing card oracles in it. That's
I
why
think so as well. I think so as well. Yeah,
I
but I
need
I never had those, and I
Ren,
I
which
was
is
I was sorry.
which is the Mystic Palette Tarot.
It's the Chiro Marchetti one, but if you want it, get it. But it's another Harlequin fest, so I'm saying
Oh God,
no.
no!
Sorry.
It's definitely that'd be a deal breaker for me. Do you know that fucking Lustrious Lenormand, whatever it's called? That's nearly £30.
What's the lustrous Lenormand?
Is new Lenormand deck?
Well, I mean, but Martin, you and I aren't fans, but lots of people love his shit.
Happy New Year, Suran. Another one as well is that transparent tarot that's been going around for about like 100 years by Emily Cardin, the
Hmm.
one with the plastic cards. That's
Yeah.
£50.
Yeah, yeah. This was like 45 pounds. The one I just showed you.
Well, it's
This was
33.
40.
Don't
This
know.
was like 40 pounds, something
Yeah.
like that. You can't even hold the box like this because the cards fucking fall. It's gorgeous. It's a stunning deck, but like I just want to be able to store the deck whichever way.
Oh no, I'm kind of like, I've always been like on the fence with red feather boxes. Fucking hell, hang on, software update. I don't think so. So yeah, it's like in the middle of a live. How rude. And
Yeah,
so
rude.
yeah, it's like I've got a couple of red feather decks. I mean, I love the I love my Marielle and everything like that, and
The
because that's
the Dark Goddess tarot.
the God Dark Goddess Tarot. I wish the cardstock wasn't as glossy as it is, but there you go.
They've
Uh,
kind of stopped with the hyper glossy stuff, I feel.
Yeah, there's the odd deck that still slips through that
This
glossiness.
one that I just showed is like perfect cardstock.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It looks
It's
nice,
really
doesn't it?
good. Yeah.
So, can I go on to my first disappointment? Now, I
Yeah.
didn't. Let me just say, I didn't pay for this. I had it sent to me by Rockpool, but I've reviewed it. I've done my bit, right, and so I am entitled to say what I think. My first disappointment of 2023, and I've only picked three because I could have picked 103. But my first disappointment of last year is The Magician's Martyrs and Madmen Tarot by Travis McKenna.
Yeah.
Why? Because I think it's very distasteful. Using serial killers and people who've done terrible things to people whether it's 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, these things were still done. And I'm not getting on my moral oils about it all. I'm just saying I think it's really distasteful that the way they've been portrayed, and I'd feel pretty uncomfortable reading with somebody, reading doing a reading with somebody with this deck, which I wouldn't do ever anyway. However, I will say that Travis puts his heart and soul into all his decks and all his work, so I've
Yeah.
not got a problem with Travis per se. But what I'm saying is this deck is a really, really huge disappointment. I think it's more for collectors of the macabre and the occult than anything else. So that's my feelings on that one anyway.
Let me quickly. I kind of want to grab one. Um, but I kind of, it's not because it's a bad deck, but it was kind of disappointing a little bit, and I am gonna do it. It's cool, but it was kind of disappointing a little bit, which is this one.
Oh yeah.
It's stunning. I'm glad I have it. Martin kind of partially got me this, so obviously it's special, so I'm not gonna like throw it away.
Oh, sell
Uh,
it. Get yourself somewhere else.
no, because no, I'm not going to because it's cute, but it's more the deck itself is fine. It's a really good deck, but it's more the pricing and production quality don't really align. So this was 70 euros, which is about 65 pounds, which is a lot for a 36 card deck.
It's a hell of a
Um,
lot of money, yeah.
the guidebook is stellar, but the stupid thing is, and I don't know if it shows, maybe it does. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know if you can see, but this has really cool like gold printing on the
I
backs of the
can see,
cards,
yeah, yeah.
but that kind of pops through on the front.
Oh, like that botanical tarot we've got.
Yes, I feel like if you do this gold foil stamping on backs and fronts, you need to pick cardstock that's really thick so it's not gonna indent. Um, and obviously this creator kind of went the cheap route because the cardstock is really thin. So then they decided to put this obnoxious layer of gloss over it to make it a bit more durable and protected. I rather would have had a thicker, more durable cardstock
Yeah.
and not all these gold embellishments.
As Renge just said she's so I'm tired of fancy production and books and crap cards, and this is
Yeah,
what you get. I think people try too bloody hard now.
yeah. It's like like give me that's exactly like also what I wanted to do with my own Kickstarters.
Yeah.
No weird crap, like just give me a good basic box, good basic book, really good quality cards, end of story.
That's it. I don't want embossed foil. I don't want fucking enamel pin badges. I don't
And
want
then
fucking
this
square on the
box is really cool,
It
but
is,
I
but
I rather would have had cards that were not as thin as paper from the printer.
yeah, I know. Adam's just said, now I like this Adam actually. Cozy Witch Tarot was an anticlimax for me. It's really overrated on Tarot Tube. It's nice, but it has a very cheap feeling and a bit too wishy-washy. I think it's got its market. I don't think it's good for seasoned readers. I think it's more geared towards the beginner. But I do like it. I think it is a very, kind of cozy deck. And I think it's got a like a younger market, like
I think it's at least for what it's worth. All the baby witches that are gonna buy it at least are gonna learn sort of good basic tarot from it,
Yeah, there is. It is good because it does double up as a proper learning tool as well.
rather than just flinging about cards and calling bullshit and calling it intuition, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. That is good. I do like it. I mean, I don't. I used it kind of like the latter part of last year. But it is a deck I'll kind of hold on to. I do like it.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't even have it, so
no, you didn't get that one, did you? It's
yeah.
only it was only cheap when I bought it.
Yeah, I may get it at some point because it's another one where, where sometimes, because oh man, sorry, Martin, can I go on a little bit of a tangent here?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because I was thinking about, all the decks that I have, and I don't really, like I said earlier, don't really get majorly different readings from deck to deck. And I literally thought, all of these, why are there still some decks that I would not get rid of? For example, I would not get rid of the Dreams of Gaia. I would not get rid of the Marielle. I would not never get rid of the um Ratley Valentine's tarot decks. And
No,
it's because they very clearly have the author's voice literally on the deck or in that guidebook, which makes it special, you know?
yeah, I agree. There's some decks I would never ever part with, even if I haven't used them for years. Because they've either got, as you say, they've got a voice or they've got something personal attached to them. So yeah, whether they're ugly or we don't like them, we keep them. The Circle of Doors Tarot, having
Yeah, a
some
lot of people are talking about it. It's like the new It deck. It's the new Pagan Otherworlds. It's the shit. I fucking hate it. But, to each their own.
yeah, yeah, I'm kind of a bit overseeing it at the moment. But I
There
do understand its appeal, but it's not for me.
it was in this Facebook group post about if you were to choose between three deep decks, which one would you keep? The Ritual Tarot, the Circle of Doors, or which was the other one? The It's one of those basic decks on linen cardstock that is just a Rider Waite Smith clone, but people think it's amazing, and it's not the Pig in Other Worlds. What's the name of that deck?
I ain't sure. Oh, the Somnia.
No, no. That's funny too. I've been seeing a lot of people selling their illustrated Somnias.
Very volatile, that's it.
Yeah, Terra
Yeah.
Volatile.
The Somnia I've wanted, and I did say to Miranda, I'll get one. And then I looked, and then somebody says the cards are really dark to make out the details properly. I absolutely can't stand the illustrated version. It's awful.
You know why people are selling the illustrated version? I think because it's just a Rider Waite Smith deck. The photographs kind of gave it that special vibe. But once you see them turned into illustrations, you kind of go, this is a literal cardboard copy. And I'm kind of sick of seeing that. I'd rather see slightly uglier illustrated decks that actually have a different view or a different take on things rather than all these fucking art students creating tarot decks for their fucking graduation projects. I've kind of had it. All the cons and Selznicks, all the Somnia people, they need to get the fuck out of the tarot world because you're not adding content, you're just adding style. All the tarot volatile people need to get the fuck out of the tarot world. You're not adding anything. Sorry.
Style over substance.
Style over substance. And this doesn't mean that if you have the Terra Volatile and you love it, that you're a wrong person. No. But, still, if you look deep down inside yourself and you look honestly, it is a Rider Waite Smith clone. There's nothing special about it apart from the artsiness, which can be enough to like it,
It's
but it's
because
not special.
it's a new thing, and we all know what it's like when a new thing comes out. Remember, a couple of years ago, it was another deck, and first of all, it was the Brady Tarot. Nobody, you would never see the Brady Tarot used anymore.
Yeah, you
But
never see it anymore.
Egan uses it. That's the only person I know who uses it.
The Anima Mundi used to be one that was really popular. Everyone and their mother used it.
That did,
Um,
yeah.
which was another one of those hype decks. Carnival at the End of the World was
Oh,
another
Gold
like
Line, that was fucking terrible. Hi, Maria. Adam says, "Love the bluntness of you both." It was, thank you. Well, we don't sugarcoat any shit.
No, we really
That's the
don't.
way it is. And I mean, there's nothing kind of. I mean, you know what I feel about the Pagan of the World. I've had it for years when it first come out.
I
Uh,
like it.
would
Meh.
I wouldn't get rid of it, but I never use it. You know.
And that's the same with every deck they've ever produced. They're
Yeah,
all art studies. They're art studies. It has nothing to do with um you know, like for example, you can say whatever the fuck you want about this. This is a channeled piece of crap, but at least it's original.
yeah. And a question for everybody here as well. I wonder what the percentage is of actual tarot readers creating tarot decks. Yeah, that's something to think about,
What I'm
because
seeing is a whole lot of people doing spooky tarot for Inktober. Hee,
yeah, 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 that's what I see all the time as well now.
get the fuck out of here. I want a tarot deck. This is so funny. I literally, that's what I did a video about the Star Tarot recently. And Catherine McLelland is an excellent artist, but that is an example of a tarot deck made by a tarot lover and
Yeah,
reader
yeah.
for tarot lovers and readers.
You can
You
tell
know?
by the guidebook, and the way it's written. It's the same with the Pamela Steel Wizard Tarot as well.
Yeah, because it's her interpretation
That's
of
it.
that card
Yeah,
concept.
exactly. And you get the guidebooks to like say the pagan of the worlds and things like that, which are paid stupidly 20 fucking
There's
pounds.
nothing in them.
There's nothing in it. It's just empty as fuck. I might as well have just looked on the internet.
That Khan and
Um,
Selznick deck,
yeah,
that Carnival at the End of the World, that guidebook, there's nothing in it.
it was dreadful. I mean, I got rid of mine. I mean, I did get good money for it actually, but like I paid bloody stupid money for it in the first place. And talking about paying stupid money for something, when you've heard that saying, they must have seen me coming. Yeah. Now I went to this Mind Body Spirit Festival towards the end of last year in November with my friend Laura.
Hmm.
And Ivory Graphics, who print Linda's decks from the Red Seeds, and a couple of other people we know in the community as well. I can't think who it is. But anyway, they got a store there at the Mind Body Spirit thing, and I'd never seen any of these decks before. And I thought, oh, this one looks really, really cool. So out come my old lady purse, and I bought this. And this is the Arwen Oracle.
Oh, yeah.
And it's by Simon H. Lilly. Simon H. Lilly used to do books on crystals in the 90s.
Hmm.
Hello, lovely Renee's here. Simon H. Lilly used to do lovely crystal books in the 90s. Right, okay. And so I bought this book and this deck, and this cost me £50. And I thought I'll get it home, and it looks really cool because I thought because I'm British, obviously love anything Celtic and European.
Yeah.
And all you get on this deck is symbols, and these symbols are from Celtic coins. So basically, you get the gist. I have stared at this deck for hours upon hours upon hours, and you know what I get from it? Absolutely fuck all.
You know what
Um,
it kind of reminds me of, Martin? That experience we had with that
that
Astrological Decans deck.
just don't. That saw us coming that day as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, anybody who works with symbolism, I just don't understand it. I thought that was an angel, and then I looked in the guidebook, and it's not. It's something else. And I thought, you know what? If I've got to grab the guidebook every time I want to make sense of any one of these cards, it's just a complete waste of money. So this is my major disappointment of 2023. I haven't seen anybody else with it use it. Probably never see anybody else with it again. But yeah, I mean, if anybody does have this deck, please give me your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Um, because I haven't got a clue how to use it.
I just saw some comments in chat because I found out how I can see comments in chat, so that's good. Sort of about how everybody likes what they likes and everybody has their style. And yes, of course, Martin and I, sometimes we see eye to eye about decks, and sometimes we don't. Um, what we never do is try to sort of force each other into liking something we know the other person won't like, you know?
No, we don't.
But
Yeah,
what we are seeing, sort of, and we're all adults and the market is the market, blah, blah, blah. But we are sort of seeing this discourse where where a pretty large chunk of the community is pushing people towards decks and creators that are, you know, how do I say this, Martin? It always has to be the most expensive indie deck that gets recommended first, you know?
yeah, of course it.
Whereas,
Yeah,
this, which I bought for a tenner, is fine as well, you
yeah,
know?
and it's just because I mean, obviously, YouTube as well. You've got some pretty strong influencers on YouTube. And as soon as somebody sees a very well-known influencer with a deck, they automatically want to buy that,
Yeah.
and that's the way it is. And then obviously you off you fuck to Facebook, and then you see it on the Facebook groups as well.
Yeah.
So there's
It's
not
sort of become a vicious circle of, and of course it's annoying because we are all able-minded adults that can think for themselves, but still there's this a bit of this hive mind mentality sometimes that kind of makes me go, eh, I don't
well,
like it.
yeah. I mean, I'll be honest now. That creator who did that, and it is a beautiful deck. That new Egyptian deck that's just come out.
Oh yeah, I still want it.
I am not paying £120 for a fucking tarot deck.
No, no. I
No,
don't care how much gold you put on those fucking cards. I'm not paying that.
no,
Like,
neither am I. And now that's the best, the best thing in the tarot market, because I must have seen that 5 times today, obviously, because people are
yeah,
doing Kickstarters in.
it's definitely the new it deck.
Lexi, yeah, the Dream of Nile, yeah. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've got no problem with the deck. It's just the price. And you know, I've just had to pay like more wood on my stairs for my stairs. You know, that is a lot of money, £120 to spend on a fucking packet of cards.
Yeah, it
In it.
is, isn't it? Like, I would maybe spend that on an out of print deck that's been haunting my dreams for 5 to 10
Yeah,
years.
and me, I'm Lovejoy said, I can't afford expensive indie decks. I love the look of some of them, but I'm fine. I don't need them. And that is absolutely brilliant to say, yeah,
Yeah,
you don't need them. I mean, obviously, if you've got anybody can buy what they want to buy.
yeah,
Um, but like, I mean, there is just as if you look and dig deeper, you can actually see that there's lovely, lovely mass market decks, just as nice. Lisa Prepares, for instance, did an amazing video late last year, a comparison deck, which if you can't afford the indie version, get this, which is similar to the mass market one, which is similar.
yes.
And that was one of the best videos I've seen on YouTube.
Yeah, there's like lots of dupes now for really expensive indie decks. And if there's still one that you really want, save up money for it and then
Yeah,
get it. Which is what I did with that. I know you didn't like it, but I do still love it, and I look at it a ton. That Sabbath tarot, and I had to save up money for that because that's how
yeah,
expensive it
yeah.
was. But I'm really happy with it. But it's not something that I'm, and apparently now that the price that I paid for it back then is now actually the price that a lot of creators are asking for their decks,
Yeah,
which is insane to
and
me.
some of people, as I'm Lovejoy just said, yes, some of us are on a tight budget. I think a lot of us are on a tight budget. Renee
Yes.
just made a brilliant point where she says, if you don't read tarot, how the fuck can you create a deck or write a guidebook on it? RWS serves its purpose. Absolutely spot on, Renee. I couldn't agree more with you. But this is what's happening now within the community is you've got the world and its fucking moms creating a tarot deck because they've
Yeah.
learned how to do Photoshop.
Yeah,
Um,
and even with like, I mean, not even as an artist, if you are an artist and you are like, oh, cool, I want to draw a tarot deck, for funsies. Not everything has to be. There was this really cool British lad. What's his name again?
Dan,
Quirk World or something like that.
The guy who
Remember?
used to do the illustrations with like an
With the
Italian.
horn.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, what's happened to him?
Yeah, he's kind of weird, but also really cool, really good illustrator. He
Yeah.
was sort of doing a deck, but then, obviously the cards didn't have any meaning at all. It was kind of a
He used
bullshit
to
deck.
do illustrations and then change the t-shirts and merch, won it? And then
Yeah,
it was a bit all over the place. I'm
a little
sorry.
bit all over the place, but he was doing a deck, and obviously, like a lot of these artists do, I'm very practical, so I will, before I start drawing like 50 illustrations, I will, maybe check with a printer what the canvas size for my cards should be, you
Yeah,
know.
I know. Spirit Wing and Moran. I really love it. I did, and I didn't, and I did, and I didn't, and I do. Right. So, if anybody's thinking, what the fuck's he talking about? I'm actually talking about the Moondust Tarot. So
It's really cool.
if you like Danny's kind of Astral Mermaid art decks, and you like Danielle Noel and Rebecca Campbell and everybody, you're gonna love this because it's collage and very pretty, very kind of Photoshop. I love it.
It's cool.
it's a very readable deck.
It's so fun because it was published by Watkins, and
It was, and it's like 15 quid.
when I was there, they were like almost sold out in store.
Yeah, it's a really lovely, lovely little deck. And
It's
per
another one of them mass market decks that is really competing with the indie market. Honestly, it really
Yeah,
is.
it is. Yeah. Adam, I buy in. Let me just put this up. Right. Adam says I buy indie and mass market. If there's issues with an expensive indie deck, though, it can be problematic. I once had an expensive one that wasn't cut right, was jagging, and the creator didn't believe me. I have heard that a lot. Moran says the lovers throws him off. I have heard that a lot, and I do hear people say, "Oh, that was okay when it left my house" and stuff like that. So
Just send a new deck. And if there's really like a problem, customers are people too, and creators are people too. I've had this. I once had a sort of an altercation with a customer almost about a deck, and I was like, "Well, you bought the deck, so I'm not gonna. I've already like shipped it, so I can't go back." No,
yeah,
that was a thing that happened, but we worked it out right. This was with a Kickstarter, and this person didn't sort of had changed their mind post Kickstarter, but I had already sort of paid the printers.
right,
So, I
yeah,
was like, I can't give you your money back, but what I can do, because this person was like, well, you know what, I'm kind of like on a tight budget right now. So I was like, you know what I can do if it's like really that bad? Maybe I can, and I can't do that for everyone, but maybe I can, pay for shipping for you. Something like that,
yeah.
but
I think if you ask, and people are approachable, even though you wouldn't think they would be. I mean, who's going to think you approachable ever? You know what I mean?
well, I actually am more approachable than some of these bitches out there, honestly, because at one point there I really wanted the Vinder deck, which is like this really cool indie deck. In hindsight, it's just another deck, meh, but I kind of wanted it. And the shipping, apparently from America to here, was apparently, according to the creator, 70 US dollars, which is not true. It's like 20 to 25.
Yeah,
Um, so I tried telling her, like, I think something's wrong with your Shopify. This can't be right. And she was like, no, it is right. And I was like, well, if I look on USPS, I can literally see that you can get a cheaper shipping. It might take a bit longer. No, but I don't want that. And I was like, okay, well, never mind then. So
yeah.
sometimes bitches do be bitches.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Moran said that the lovers cards puts him off. So this actually, if anybody in the UK, like, I don't know whether you'll know who they are, it does resemble Dermot O'Leary and Gemma Collins.
I love that. I love them a little bit.
So I find it all right, Moran. To be fair, yeah, it's all right.
I got the Campus Tarot deck ever,
That
by
is
the
the
way.
campus booking tarot deck. Right,
So,
okay, let me just read Renee's comment out here as well.
yeah.
I've been in the printing industry for 30 years as a designer and finished artist, and I stopped buying decks when I realized stock is just something is a deal breaker for me. Plus, using tarot for ACT. Do that again, Renee. I think you've missed some bits off the end.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Um, but this is so camp and cool.
Yeah, I remember that very, very well.
It's I'm sort of diving into this new world, which is '90s tarot decks.
That is so camp. I used to have that when it first come out, years
It's
ago.
really campy and sigilly and very, especially the court cards because they're like faggy as hell. Like
It's brilliant.
this is the Knave of Wands.
I mean, look at that. Yeah.
This is the Knight of Wands.
Who is Adrian? Who from Adrian's Tarot?
It's the artist.
Yeah, I know, but who is he? Does anybody know whether he's still around or
It's a fab deck and it's pretty big as well. Like the cards are pretty.
Adrian's Tarot, Adam, that's called. It's a
Yeah,
90s deck.
it's a
Or
'90s deck.
is it an 80s deck or a 90s deck?
It's '90s. It's like 1998.
Right.
I love it. It's pippy though. It's very pippy, but it's cool. I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
it was like, yeah, it's
Do
very
you
odd.
have any more like disappointments from 2023?
I do. Last disappointment of mine now. This is look, I'm not going to turn this into a massive rant, even though I could. But I'm not
We'll
because I've
see.
mentioned it a few times. This was originally an indie deck, and now it's mass market, and this is the very disappointing unfolding Path Tarot.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why it's disappointing to me personally, it's because it couldn't have ticked any more fucking boxes if it tried. So every kind of person is in here. If that's your thing, you're gonna love it. It's not my thing, so I can't stand it. There's less about tarot and more about representation and ticking boxes for me.
Yeah, we had this whole representation discussion a lot of times on here.
Yeah,
And we've been kind of, we've been feeling certain types of way about the way we have been represented in the tarot, you and I. However, that's why I created the deck I created. If you don't see yourself in a deck, make a fucking deck.
yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't always have to be something that needs to be monetized or kickstarted or whatever.
I
You
use it for
know,
myself, And let me just say one thing I will say though about the deck is Athena Noctua,
which is
whatever.
not her real name, but
Obviously
whatever.
her real name because who's called that.
Exactly.
Her artwork is absolutely beautiful.
She's great.
Yeah,
It's a good deck, but
yeah, I know. Lexi, it's just honestly, I have never seen such a woke deck in my life. Yeah, it's just that is on the goal pile. But I don't think actually I might think I might gift it to my friend who's not in the tarot community, so she'll probably love it.
it's a really good beginner's deck,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Like probably if you don't want to, this was my beginner's deck. If you don't want that, this is probably like amazing.
You know what
My big
spoiled that, Levi? You know what spoiled the Radiant Pack, the Radiant Rider White for me? It's the keyword in that bold font.
Yeah, well, I didn't know better. But yeah, they kind of cropped all the art to not no longer have Pamela Coleman Smith's handwriting
Yeah,
on it.
it's a modern font. I just don't like, and that we've got Renee's proper.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, using tarot for reading as a practice. I just need my RWH, which is all you need.
Yeah,
Agree. Love
true.
art, but these tarot decks have turned into games, not spiritual practice. Sorry, just have two thumbs. I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. I
And
do.
honestly, creating a deck is amazing, can be an amazing spiritual thing for yourself to do, which is why I did it. I created the deck I wanted. It was already there. I had a really fabulous copy from Make Playing Cards, as did Martin, and then I thought I kind of want it in more luxe quality, so that's why I did a Kickstarter, and it
Exactly.
got funded.
Yeah.
But I was never one of those people that was like, ooh, maybe I can make lots of money from it.
I
You know
know.
how much decks I you know how much of these I sold in 2023? apart from all the Kickstarter people, only 22. Because I don't have time to constantly market and flog my own shit. This was made for me. I'm glad some of y'all like it.
You mean to tell me you're not sending unsolicited posts to people saying, "Can you share my shit?" Why are you not doing that?
I don't do that because I think it's really tacky.
Yeah, I know.
Also, PSA for a lot of people that get lots of posts like that. Sometimes you don't get the deck you wanted, but do realize that you already get 20,000 other decks, so don't go begging around the community if you can have that deck from, for example, me, because it's sad
Exactly.
as hell.
Adam, I have your deck, Levi. I love it. I'm one of the 22.
Yay.
One of the chosen ones.
And like I'm very open and honest about that. And but I don't really I never got into the and we've been kind of what about that Tarot X GT guy?
Oh, fucking hell.
It's
Oh my
another one of
God.
them ones that,
I
like
was
there's such a sheeple mentality in the community,
I was absolutely horrified when you sent me that video the other day. And
It's
I
this
was
guy. I
oh,
never followed him. He used to follow me for a little while, but he
and
was
he
one of them
unfollowed
people that
me.
he would like follow, then wait for you to follow them back, and then
Yeah.
unfollow you.
Well, he's called
Constantly
Chris.
in it for the business,
Yeah,
constantly in it for the money, for the views. And which is fine. Well, I fucking hate it, but it's fine. And now he's a born again Christian, and he's basically telling everyone that tarot
they're
cards are
evil.
the devil. Yet their Instagram handle still has the word tarot in it, which I
And
find weird.
also, he's still got 13 posts. I think he said, I've took all my tarot content down. He's got 35 fucking K followers. I noticed he hasn't removed any of his fucking followers.
No, remove your followers then,
Remove
bitch.
your
I mean,
followers if you hate us that much. Fucking remove us, because
yeah,
the thing is, you're a piece of shit for doing what you've done because he's actually had money from people off Patreon and everything, selling courses and everything. Is he going to do it? He's obviously doing a Doreen and not fucking refunding them. And he's got
no.
the audacity to do an Instagram live and saying, "Oh, you're a piece of shit because I'm a fucking born again Christian." And I'm thinking, what the fuck?
And he actually used to be a priest.
Yeah,
So
he did. Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
was a priest, then he kind of ditched that. Then tarot was the new thing. And this is kind of what I've been noticing sort of these people that come into tarot sort of broken and kind of use it as I didn't start tarot as a self help tool or because I was broken. I just wanted to learn it because I thought it was fucking cool.
Yeah, yeah,
And then I did the actual work, and then I became really good at it. And then we met each other and we became friends. And then I did 2 Kickstarters, and it was fun, and a lot of these people that kind of come from it's almost like they have this like they came from these cults because that's what a lot of religions are, unfortunately.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they kind of learned how to be that charismatic person, and then they get all that success, and then once the obsession is over and the delusion shifts to something else, they you know just ditch that whole community, and I find it to be really weird.
Well, another thing as well, which I will touch on because I've been, itching to say this for a while. There was somebody in the community, and she was an absolutely lovely person. She used to do Bethany Muller, or Brittany Muller, or something like that. She used to do a lovely post, and now she was brought up Catholic, and she's wrote a book, on how you can incorporate your tarot practice
Hmm.
into Catholicism. Well, hang on. We all know that's a pile of bullshit because the Catholic Church are dead against any
Yeah,
form of divination.
yeah.
So I don't know. Is that like kind of to make people feel better who are kind of on that cusp of Christianity and divination?
It's kind of what Doreen did with the
Yeah,
angel
yeah,
tarot
yeah,
cards. Like that
yeah.
was kind of it was literally, Bethany's mom. It was tarot, but okay for Bethany's mom. Like
Yeah, as long as I still went to Sunday school of a Sunday, that I could pull a cheeky angel card of a Monday morning.
exactly, or get themselves finger blasted by the vicar. Anyways,
Well, anyway, yeah, it's right. Yeah, swiftly moving on. No, it's true. It is true, and I'm thinking, well, why would you suck people into buying your book, Contemplative Tarot, I think it's called? Why would
Yeah,
you suck people into buying your book when anybody who's a Catholic knows that divination is completely against all rules of
yeah.
Catholicism?
They don't coincide.
No,
It's weird. You know what, Azul? But seriously, I still. It's weird. You and I have we've seen people come and go like crazy, and it's
yeah,
very. I read full time and advertising yourself is necessary. Yes, especially as I live in the middle of nowhere. Yes, this day and age, it's like a strange planet to me. Yes, it is. It is. It is. That's why I don't really do it because I don't need to because I already have a full-time job, but I would find it incredibly difficult, honestly.
well, you just reminded me actually. Lexi, what was I going to say? Renee, that Chris in his video said the other day, Pamela Coleman Smith would be ashamed of us.
Yeah,
You think,
because she converted to Christianity
yeah,
after.
because she converted to Christianity. Okay.
The thing is, honestly, we've seen people come and go, and we've seen people. It's very often these very easygoing sort of, I don't know, weirdly very often Midwestern American type of people that look like they could be your best friend, and they're very good at presenting themselves. They sort of have that charismatic cult leader vibe,
From the
and
Bible Belt.
people fall for it again and again and again, and then act. Do you know that surprised Pikachu face meme with the
Yeah,
Pikachu
yeah,
that looks like
yeah.
this? We've seen it with Papa Squirrel who evaporated. We've seen it with this guy. Who else? Can dare I say that Ben
Yeah,
guy?
yeah, 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 yeah.
He was British, so so it's not just an American thing, but it's kind of that. I'm not saying all Americans. I'm saying that Midwestern America vibe, that weird white picket fence Puritan vibe.
That's it. And what I couldn't believe the other day as well, when I was reading the comments under that video he was doing, people from the community were saying, "Oh, I understand your choice. I wish you luck." And I'm thinking,
I
hang
wish you luck. No, I don't wish you any luck at all. I saw it as well. I was about to unfollow a bunch of people. I was like, no, no,
yeah,
no, don't wish him luck. Like,
yeah, he's just had your fucking money, love. Don't wish him luck,
don't wish him.
yeah,
Honestly, people are under spells in this community,
they
and they
are.
shouldn't
That
be.
kind of there is a lot of people who are completely blinded and oblivious to reality.
Yeah, like broken attracts broken,
Yeah, it
honestly.
does,
Like,
yeah. You know what they used to say? One thing I will say, your vibe attracts your tribe. Now,
yeah.
it fucking does as well, because you attract the same kind of person, the person you are, and the people in your kind of a space. I don't know, Moran, and I don't care either. Um, did you read that comment?
Oh yeah, I did. I did read. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't really know, but what I do know is that yeah, he was trying to create a business, but also
I hope you got a job. I'm me away from the tarot community. Yeah,
well,
so yeah,
he probably was, but there was a lot of brokenness going on, and a lot of like,
yeah, yeah.
do you really? We spoke about this before. Do you really deserve a seat at the table when you have been reading tarot for less than a year? No.
No, you don't. And I also don't think that anybody is in the position to give anybody advice when they are really, really broken themselves. And I'm not talking about Papa Squirrel. I'm on about anyone. You know what
Anyone.
I mean? Yeah, anyone. That goes for anyone. I don't see how you can that sits well with somebody, if you're having kind of all this shit going on in your life. Well, how can you sort somebody else's life out? And I've always
How
said,
can you even give anyone a tarot reading?
yeah,
And I mean,
exactly.
I have shit, but I know how to be calm and collected enough to give
Yeah, we
someone.
all deal with shit. But I mean, if you're like a really, really broken person full of trauma and everything like that, don't do readings for somebody else because they'll
No.
reflect on their reading. Yeah.
but also, don't go on YouTube telling people that this deck is good and this deck isn't when you couldn't tell one deck apart from the next. Like, I remember certain influencers saying this deck is wrong because strength should have the number 8 on it, not 11.
Oh
And I
God,
was like, bitch, what? Do you even read, bro?
I know,
Honestly, like,
I know, yeah, yeah,
and it's fine, when you're a beginner, but keep that humble beginner mindset about you and just say, hey, this is funny. This looks like a misprint to me, but I'm a beginner. I might be wrong. Please, someone sound off in the comments. Is it normal for strength to be at number 11? You
There's a
know?
saying in the UK, and it's don't punch above your weight. You know what I mean?
Don't punch above your weight.
Yeah,
Yes, very much
yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, just keep it grounded, keep it real. People will respect you a lot more for being like that instead of some fake ass loudmouth who hasn't got a clue about anything.
Can I show you my last disappointment of 2023?
Is it our friendship?
Yeah. We did well. Did we see each other in 2023? Like
No,
at
you
all?
fucking
No.
bitch. No,
Well, we will see each other in
we
2024, so
will.
that's good.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's not necessarily the deck because I do like the deck, but it's the guidebook.
Oh, that elusive Angie Sullins.
Yeah, Angie Sullins. Is she real? Is she a robot? Does she use artists' art to create a random um card back that the artist did never approve before the deck got released? That Angie Sullins. Yes.
And did you know she's got a deck out called Fight Like a Girl?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And
What does that mean?
she also did Eva Boniva's deck, which I'm gonna get because I love Eva and I actually know Eva. But I heard some, like I've been hearing some backstage US Games tea that made me think, woof, that's a rough publishing house to work with. Damn.
Yeah. Well,
Well, this is a really good deck. It has great keywords. Stephanie's art is marvelous. Couple complaints. I don't mind paying money for decks, but why am I paying £30 for a really basic deck with this horrible, horrible, super shiny gloss? Since when did US Games start doing this gloss? They never have,
they never
never
used
should do
to,
it.
did they? Yeah, yeah,
But that's the thing that I can get over with. Then we get the gilding. The gilding is actually really high quality, so that's good. But I don't need it. US Games was kind of known for no glitz and glam, but really good quality decks.
yeah, yeah.
That's kind of what I want. I gladly would have paid, £20, well, not £20, like £15 less for this if it wouldn't have had the gilding or the completely useless organza bag.
Oh, they used to put
Or
them orgasm bags in the Little Index years ago, didn't they?
you can get them. You can literally get 100 of these for £1 on
Yeah,
AliExpress.
yeah.
So I don't need it. I don't need to be paying premium price. And then we get once again gorgeous guidebook with the full card art on one side. But it's as big as the card itself, so it doesn't really like we're already looking at the card in front of us. We don't need to have it in the book. And then, Angie Sullins proves this. Oh, she doesn't prove. She promises the money, and she doesn't promise it. I'm literally having an aneurysm because this guidebook is that bad. Sorry. She promises something about how she got all these messages from someone who passed her down to her the knowledge of the trees, and so I'm like, ooh, cool. There's like some actual like content to this, and then it's just super basic messages. Like, if you literally talk to someone who passed down this ancient knowledge of the trees to you, not one tree is mentioned in the book.
Oh, right. It's one of them. So it's secret occult knowledge that
It's
nobody's allowed
very
to access.
secret, yes.
Right. Okay.
This is coming from someone who's been allowed to publish more than 8 decks in 2023.
Well, I
Eight
know I keep
decks.
seeing a fucking name pop up on every single Amazon page when you're looking for an Oracle deck.
8 decks and writing 8 decks in a year. Really? Okay.
Has Chatbot GP been?
Yeah, I honestly think that I don't know what it is. Apparently, she's been working with them for a way longer time than we know. So I
Oh,
don't know what's going on there. But the deck itself, when you use it, works really well.
I'll tell you one of my favourite purchases, shall I, of 2023 is the
Yeah, do that.
Earthly Souls Oracle by Angie. What's her name? Terry Foss.
Terry Foss, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I do love that one.
I love it a lot. I like it a lot. One of my favorites of 2023 that I really, really liked that I forgot to mention last time. Where the fuck do I have it now?
Hold
Damn.
on.
I don't know if I did mention it. Maybe I did.
Should I show
But
you
one of my
the name? Ah, fucking! I just slipped on something.
this one. This is my favorite. The Practical Magic Oracle.
One of
I
my
got this as a gift, and it was seriously so good and one of my favorites. I don't have favorite tarot decks because all tarot decks started becoming the same and boring as hell. So,
This is one of my favourites.
oh yeah, that's fun, and I'm really glad I unbacked that Kickstarter when I could
Well,
because yeah.
yeah, because it's £14 now, mass market. Um, did I tell you the other night when I got up for a wee in the middle of the night and I slipped on cat sick?
No, you did not. Ew. You're a disgusting human being, Martin.
It's because of how am I disgusting? Oh, I didn't do it on the floor. The fucking cat did. I've just slipped on this on the floor, and it just reminded me. By the way,
Oh, really? And also, what I really, really liked were also gifts, by the way. Well, one of them was this.
oh, I've seen that.
It's a running press deck. Running press has been on the money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that mini deck you have, I still don't have it, but this is a really fun, cute fairy deck. It looks a little cartoony, but I like it. I think it
That's
looks
why I
good.
didn't get it. It looks a bit Disney for me.
It does, but I still, I got it and I really liked playing with it a lot. So, I'm not except for this card that keeps popping up. I think this is horrible. But yeah, I don't know. It's a cute little and this one's really cute though. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it is nice, but like it, yeah. Ren's just says I got Terry Foss's deck years ago because I loves her art and couldn't afford it. So when I saw the deck, she was thrilled. Moran
Yeah.
says your deck is one of his favorites. Your Sacred Fall.
Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah. Like, oh, that was so much fun to create, honestly, because it was, like just creating a fun deck and
Yeah,
nothing.
Priscilla said she loves the Fairies Oracle.
Yeah, she loves it. And then also, I know Martin doesn't like this, but this is really good too. The
Oh,
and I
Renee.
do and I do love me, I love the way like this is, not the most like it gets a little bit samey, maybe. I get the critiques, but for some reason I just really love the vibe of this deck. And then the guidebook is so good.
I can't because like I used to get my fingers on the wall and do rude things.
Yeah.
I still do. And Renee, you know what? It's no wonder that me and Renee are friends because she says when Disney put out tarot decks, that was the end for me.
This
Exactly.
was so disappointing too at Watkins. Like they sort of I told Martin that there were way less decks. And then now on the other side of the store, they do have this whole cabinet full of all the Disney shit.
Oh no. Have I still got Robert M. Place's decks?
I didn't really like a lot of the indie stuff was gone and not refilled. It was kind of a letdown, honestly. A
They've been
little
trying
bit.
they've been trying to get rid of that stock for the last 10 years, bless them, and it's still there.
True
Yeah,
though. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
When we were there the last time together,
yeah.
they barely had anything by him because they were actually reducing the prices a lot.
Yeah, they were, weren't they? Yeah, that's
And they
right.
didn't have any more of the antiquarian decks downstairs. They were all gone.
Oh, well, I had my Brotherhood Tarot then at a good time.
Yeah, it was meant to be because I was specifically looking downstairs for some cool secondhand shit. But what I've mostly been very. Oh, you know what? I haven't even like shown. I know it's already past the time, Martin. I know we should stop. Blah blah blah. But we haven't seen each other in a while, and you know what I've really been enjoying as well? A deck that I made just for me because I made this sort of as a therapy thing while I was quitting smoking, and it's this.
Oh yeah.
The Healing Heart Space Sigil Oracle, and these were all sort of made by me during a during this horrible, horrible rehab period that I
Are
had.
you okay now? Do you feel okay now?
Yeah, I'm actually. It's still difficult.
Yeah,
I hope it's not gonna last too much longer, but still haven't touched a cigarette since that last time we talked.
good.
Like I haven't since the beginning of November. Haven't touched a cigarette since. So.
Until I lit one up in front of you on FaceTime, you mean?
Oh, it's so funny. We actually, I actually still go out with colleagues sometimes on their smoking break,
Oh God.
but I'm not tempted at all. But don't you think these look kind of cute? I mean, it's
I
nothing.
do, yeah, they're lovely. And if they've helped, that's the main thing, innit?
Yeah, I was like, I drew a bunch of them. They all have these like mantras behind them, and and I love creating them. I created Martin one, which is also in this deck, by the way, and I created a bunch of them, and then I thought, you know what? I could actually. I love this one too. It looks so dope. I could
Yeah,
actually have this sort of be made into a deck, so I did. And this is probably something I don't know if I'm ever gonna sell it, but for now, it's just for me. This is my favorite one, I think.
that's nice, pretty with the flowers.
So yeah,
Where's the
license.
taro lunchbox and backpacks? Give it time, Renee. Give it time.
I think there already might be. Oh, you know what's kind of meh as well?
What?
This.
Oh well, there's a reason why I don't like any of their decks. They're all crap.
I mean, this one is probably one of the better ones, honestly, but I still don't get why Rachel Pollack was asked to write the foreword because it's not that great.
No, I know. I just don't like
Can I
any.
say that? Sorry, I already
You
did, but
can, you said it, and I've got that modern witch tarot, which is absolute revol. Do you remember when I says to you, and I says, "Why does that woman look like has got big goggle eyes, Google eyes?" And her aunt, it was glasses had got on, and it was just like made her eyes look like great big like thyroid eyes. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I'm sorry, it did actually look like popping out of a fucking head, and
Yeah, and you know what I've also noticed with all of their decks, apart from some of them, but most of their decks, they all sort of have, they were all very intentionally created in a way where um the color could be removed so they could be printed as coloring books as well,
yeah, which
and
that
other merchandise,
of the
and
merch.
that feels very commercial and rotten to me as well,
It
but
does. The best thing about Lemon 11 is when they have that limited edition in the tin, which everybody rushes out to buy, because this deck's never going to be reprinted, and then the fucking next year they release it to buy 22 quid. Yeah, that's really shitty, innit?
remember that.
I do
Oh,
remember that. Yeah,
I never cried about a deck, but I literally cried over that,
yeah,
honestly, because I literally spent £70 on that limited edition
I know you
while we
did.
were in London, and I
Yeah.
was so happy. And then, literally, the day after I got home, they advertised that deck as coming out brand new in 2022 or 2023. And I was like, fuck all the way off. Like, why did I even get this then?
I know.
But what?
Yeah, I know. It's bad. They have got they are ruthless. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I've got no.
I
Well,
mean, I feel like they're kind of over.
Well, that Rider Waite Smith that was going to be published by him. Remember it?
Yeah, but that's been on Amazon for like 2 years now. When the fuck is
Not
it
on
coming
there
out?
no more.
Oh, have they like?
It's gone, and I
Oh,
looked on their website as well, and it's no longer there.
thank God.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it must have been shelved.
I wonder about their other products because that's also sort of funny. There's this group of sort of published authors out there. I'm not going to name the publisher most of them work for, Llewellyn,
Yeah.
but they get a lot of Liminal 11 stuff for free, like all of the special glitzy editions, but they're kind of all in their own, we're being published and we're cool world, so they don't really know how the general public actually think about
Well,
Liminal
no.
11.
I remember when all the YouTube influencers used to be like getting all the the fucking limited edition limited 11. That ain't happened for ages. My
No.
thoughts on that £100 tashing on it's fucking bullshit, Mel.
Yeah.
Um, I cannot see why anybody would pay that much for a little Rider Waite Smith and a book.
And a book. No, no, no.
Yeah,
It's not
no.
happening. Not happening at all.
What do you
No.
think, Mel? I think it's I think it's bullshit. I need to find
Well,
my Tarot BBF. Oh,
Gerald BBF,
best,
big black friend,
best
B-
what?
best bottom friend, best bitchy friend.
Bottom friend, best bitchy friend. Yeah, exactly, Mel. Yeah, yeah. Liminal 11 have an Oracle and a Lormond coming out this year, but they've been super quiet. That well, that can
You
keep.
know, but speaking of those influencers, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it was one of those podcasts by people that we used to be friends with. Martin, maybe you know who I'm talking about. Doesn't
No,
really
but you'll have
matter.
to tell me later because I forgot.
Yeah, and they were talking about how cool Liminal 11 is, and I was like, you're so not on trend. They're not cool at all.
No, they're
Like,
not cool. They never have been cool, and they never will be cool.
well, they sort of were for a hot minute, and then
Until the shit show of the metaphysical cannabis oracle deck, and then it kind of all went downhill.
I kind of feel bad for that artist.
So do I. And I always said, didn't I? I have got
Every every
no
every
problem.
project she's done has been cursed. She also worked on that literary tarot. She was an illustrator for
Oh,
that,
did they?
and that was like a horrible, horrible. I got that from Iran. I actually still have it, and I really like it. Um, but every tarot related project that she's been working on has been completely cursed from the
Oh,
beginning
that's a shame, innit?
because she's really good.
Yeah, I love the illustrations in that metaphysical cannabis oracle
Do
thing.
you still have it?
No, I put it in the bin. And you know what? You know, when I said to you, I was click because I've kind of remodeled the living room. You ain't seen it yet. I'll send you some pictures after. And so like there's a lot of stuff gone. There's a great big unit gone, which was like stuffed underneath full of tarot decks and shit and oracle decks that was open.
Yeah,
Um,
you and I both love to hide stuff
yeah,
everywhere.
and so like the ones I thought, well, I ain't touched these for 2 years, so they went in a black bag. There was probably 10 of them. Do you, oh no, I can't say that. I was just gonna say, Levi, do you remember that? That went in the bag anyway. Yeah, there was
Tell me
loads.
later.
Well, yeah, there was loads of them went in the bag because I thought, well, I ain't gonna use them. I'm never gonna use them again ever. I don't want to pass them on to anybody because they leave a bad taste in my mouth. So they've all gone. Yeah,
I mean, just saying there's apart from maybe some cool out of print, vintagey
yeah.
tarot decks, there's not going to be a whole bunch of new tarot decks entering my workspace this year at
No,
all.
normally, normally. I mean, I bought them two Nick Bantuck decks, didn't I? And that's very me because it's more of a personal deck to work through than anything else. And
Honestly, people, tarot is tarot. The amount of decks out there that actually add a deeper layer to your practice are very few and far between.
as
So,
Renee said, it's Rider Waite Smith all the way. And
yeah, for me it's more thought, I guess, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, the three guys. What deck has shot you the most in general, either in your collection or not? Shocked in a good or a bad way.
Yeah.
I was kind of like the Marseille White deck. I do like it, Ren. You mean the one in the black box? I've got that one.
Yeah,
I
that one's
hate
pretty cool.
I hate this. I'm sorry, travel box sphere. I absolutely despise the This Might Hurt tarot as well.
Yeah, me too. I think it's honestly a disgust. No, no, it can't be that this mean, but I don't like it. I don't like it at
Shocked
all.
in a bad way, Adam. I didn't like the Sabbath tarot as Levi knows. I would thought it was just mediocre at best. Uh, yeah,
I love it.
you love it. There's
And
too much,
this goes to show that,
there's
even
far
between,
too much dick on there for even me.
I love the dick, but,
But I'm
this also shows that, like even with us, we have very different opinions sometimes as well. So who really cares? But,
I'm waiting or looking forward to no decks coming out, Mel. I'll be honest with you. No, I'm not.
there's not been a whole lot of stuff that's been on my mind. We were actually planning, and we're not going to do that now because we're actually going to stop the Archangel Tarot by Radley Valentine.
On eBay from a shop. Well, that's lovely. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
it is. It's
I've got it
fun.
myself, and I've had it for years, Moran. Yeah, it's lovely. The Earth Magic, is that the Stephen Farmer one?
Earth Magic. Isn't that Oracle deck?
I think it's that one. That's the Earth
It's
Magic.
pretty good. It's not bad.
Yeah, yeah, it's
No.
all right. Do you know Lon Milo's deck? Yeah, Lon Milo.
Long.
Is that a ceremonial magic tarot?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have that, but it does sound like a cool. I kind of want that. I also kind of like that Golden Dawn tarot.
I've got that. Yeah, Earth
I do.
Magic. You mean the one with the kind of sepia cards by that Daniel Martinez? Is that one the one that Ren means? I don't know. Oh God, Ren, you got me intrigued now. Look, we could carry on. You know what? We've got. Yeah, that's the one. I've got it as well. Yeah, Daniel Diaz. Yeah, I've got it. You know the one that Lobster Moon was involved with, Levi.
You'll have to show me one time.
Yeah, I'll show it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The lines, yeah. Right, guys, we're gonna have to wrap up. We've been on here far too long, but it's been absolutely lovely. Our first one.
Yeah, I've missed this.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Feel free to share it and upset everybody with what our salty shit you
Yeah,
think.
we love upsetting people, and
No,
if the shoe fits, it's probably about you. No, just kidding.
exactly. And remember, never punch above your weight. That's my advice for the year.
Don't punch above your weight. Yeah,
Love
very
you
much.
too, and John, and everybody else for being here. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, guys. We will see you all very, very soon. I'll be back on, I don't know whether it's Monday or Tuesday evening. I don't know. Do you know what a mess I am? I'm doing a live with the lovely Vix Maxwell of New Age Hipster.
Another that's another one where I'm like, yes, someone who was a card reader, is a card reader, makes decks for cards readers because she loves reading cards.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll be back on Monday or Tuesday night. I can't remember. And I've also got something very exciting coming up behind the scenes. I can't give too much away, but I am doing a collab with somebody from another part of the world, and I am so excited.
Exclusive on Martin's OnlyFans.
Yeah. So we'll see you all soon. We love you all. Bye, guys. Take care. See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
I got you fucking feel like it won't fucking end.
Make it stop.